So today I'll be doing a performance and tutorial for an original color change I made up. I call it the tap change. I hope you guys like it. Tell me what you think. Basically what happens is a card is selected and turned over, and then with a tap the card changes. So here's what it looks like, and then we'll get right into how to do it. So here's what the change looks like. Any card is selected, in this case the Jack of Diamonds, so just a little tap. The Jack changes to a 10 of diamonds, and everything is left clean. Okay, so here's the tutorial for the pop change. I'm going to go over this pretty detailed, and yeah, so here we go. Before I get into it, I just want some of you guys to know that this is angle sensitive. It is very angle sensitive, and I don't want to I don't want you guys to just leave after you hear me say that. The angle that it needs to be at is the angle that you see right now. Okay, so this is what the spectator has to be seeing. Now this can be accomplished in like two different ways. You can one, right when you're about to perform, take one step closer to them. It may feel a little uncomfortable, but you want their gaze to be as my camera is looking down at these cards and at my hands, which is not too, it's not like this, you know, it's not a bird's eye view. It's a nice angle. It's not like that. It's a nice, you know, you'll see, they should be about like, I don't know, a foot or a foot and a half away from you, looking down at the cards for you to be able to do this without any angle problems. Other than that, it is pretty much, you can do this surrounded, as long as you have that kind of general view looking downwards. Alright, so anyways, now that that's out of the way, let's get into what it looks like, how basically a exposed view walkthrough. Alright, so you spread the cards, and as you turn over this top card, this packet, the remainder of the deck flips. Okay. Next, as you come up to tap, or as this comes over to tap, the whole deck is flipped over again. This packet is flipped over again, revealing the card you first flipped over, and the change is, and the deck is left clean. Okay. So I'll go through that again. So basically, what's happening is you're flipping over this top card, which then you flip over this packet. And you basically just turn it over again. Okay, so you're not letting them see, so you're pretending that you're flipping over the Jack of Spades, and really the Jack of Spades is the bottom card. Okay, and you've really just flipped over the Jack of Diamonds, which sets you up for the tap, which is basically a flip of the rest of the packet, which shows the card you first flipped over, okay? So now let's get into the details of how to really do this. So you will start in any kind of regular grip that you like, and spread through the pack. This is no setup for this, alright? So they touch a card. They can touch any card they like. So let's say they touch this card. Here's what's gonna happen. The packet. They're gonna touch the card, and you're gonna square up. And what's gonna happen is your thumb's gonna push this card over, and as to do this kind of flip. Okay, but it's not just gonna be like that. It's not just gonna be like that. You're gonna push over and push your hand down. Alright, so what you're gonna try to do is make it seem like you're doing this. What's really happening is this. Okay, so you're trying to create the illusion that all you're doing is flipping over the card, when really what you're doing is flipping over the deck. Alright, now that wasn't at full speed. Okay, so again, so where we are right now, you push over this card and angle your hand downwards as this catches the bottom card and comes over. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip this card over completely and keep going over, and right when this this whole pile of cards has covered the deck, you're going to flip it. And you could flip it in whatever way feels most comfortable to you. There are a lot of different ways you could do it. I personally like to do the kind of the way where right when you're flipping it over, you just kind of let this fall and then regain it, and then you regrip. Okay. So down, I just kind of let it fall, and then I swipe to reveal. So what you're trying to get them to believe is that you're just flipping over a card like that, right? But you're really flipping over the entire pack. Okay, now that you've done that, basically the same thing happens again. Is you're basically doing the same thing but with a different kind of action or motion. And what I like to do is come over and just tap. So tap, and in this action, what's going to be happening is your thumb is going to slide down. This is without the cover. Thumb is going to slide under the pack and flip it over and do grip. Okay. The closer you want to start out in a grip, they see you in this grip that you have right now. You want to end in the same grip. You can't do it and then end like that. You know, it has to look like nothing has happened with the packet. You want to make it seem as impossible as, you know, as possible. So you do the flip, and so you basically come over. As you tap, you're not actually going to tap the deck. You're just going to go like that, and you wanna make the time that they can't see the cards as little as possible, or else, you know, the more they can't see the cards, the more suspicious they get. So it has to be really quick for the change. Okay. An optional thing to do is right, you've already done this thing and flipped over the deck and set it up. An optional thing to do is just show the bottom, just so they know that this card isn't the one that's being changed into. Okay, so it says there's a 9 of diamonds right there. The card's not changing to the 9 of diamonds. You could show this again afterwards to show that this had nothing to do with the top half, because it is kind of fishy what's going on here. Okay, so let's go over the whole thing again. A card is selected, is touched, squared up, pushed over, tilted down. As you come over, you flip. This is an exposed view. You flip and slide down to reveal the card. Next, as this comes over to tap, your thumb is going to push. It's going to lever under here and down. Very quickly re-grip to the same exact position and lift up. Now you can do whatever you want. You are ending completely clean. So that's what I like the best about this. There's no little cleanup with a face-up card in the middle. It all ends clean. Okay. So now I'm gonna go into a few tips about the move that I've kind of come along as I've been doing it. A few things. One is these are a few convincers. So, or at least one convincer. So when you do this and you're all like, you do the move, the flip, you're set up. One thing to do is to really let this, right now you have a face-up pack, right? But you'll notice that what happens is when you flip over this card and you're doing the flip, you'll notice that most of the time this card, this bottom one, becomes just joggled, you know, the one that's that you just turned. And it flashes like that, and the spectator can see that, the bottom of it, you know, in whatever way they can. Let them see this and then square up, all right? Because that's a convincer. Right now, all they think is happening is that you're turning over a card. So if you really did turn over a card and there was a card like that sticking out, that bottom one, it would be completely normal. So this is what it does, is subconsciously the spectator will think, oh, you know, that card sticking out, it must be still the same, the card, there only must be one card flipped over, because I can see that the rest, or at least they assume that the rest of the cards are flipped over, because the only other one they see, as long as you as long as you don't spread over, is that other face down card, and then you can square up, all right, and then go into your tapping and showing the bottom. Okay, so that's a convincer that I've come along that really does help. No matter, it kind of seems like not a big deal, but it really does help. All right, so that's basically it. Push out, do the flip once, or if you just like to do it the flip like that, yeah, like that, do that one, and then put your thumb under and lever it up to end clean and complete the change. Okay, so that's what it looks like. This is kind of a long and detailed tutorial, but thanks for sticking with me, and I really hope you use this change as much as I do. And you know, experiment with the angles, experiment with how you flip over the deck, and if you find any kind of realizations about the move, feel free to tell me. Okay, thanks so much for watching. See ya.